is happening, bowlers? Chris Beans here with Bowlers Rant, bringing you 2 new updates from ROTO GRIP Bowling. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on those notifications. All right, it is an announcement day today, and we have all the information. 2 new entries from ROTO GRIP. Check this out. We've got the MAGIC GEM and the TNT Infused. Asymmetrical on the left, symmetrical on the right, and both of these balls are hybrids. All right, super excited about this one because both these balls have all the kinds of good stuff, and we're going to talk all about it. So what are we talking about here? Over to the interwebs. All right, let's get into this. First, let's talk about the MAGIC GEM. Let's take the test drive. Okay, got a really good pour on here. Nice to see that we've got that classic gem logo with that defiant core in the background, right? But we've got the magic here, right? So what is all this about, right? So basically, to sum this up, Microtrax solid and pearl to create the Microtrax hybrid cover, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, and we're going to go to this in a minute, I think this is 2 parts pearl, 1 part solid, okay? So over to the spec sheet, okay? And what we've got here is this ball has the Microtrax hybrid cover, defined LRG core, the color citrine rhodonite, that's something I've never seen before, and jet, okay? 2000 grit Aberlon, this is meant for medium heavy oil, and the number's at 15 pounds, 2.47 RG with a .053 differential, .016 asymmetric differential, okay? And just to look at the exotic gem, another one in the line, same numbers, 247, 053, 016, okay? The exotic gem was reactor gloss, right? So this one is sanded, all right? So you got sanded. And here it is, 2 parts pearl, 1 part solid. I knew I'd read that earlier. So that's really interesting because a lot of the times when you talk about 2 parts pearl, 1 part solid, you talk about some balls that have been polished, all right? So what is this ball's use case, okay? So basically, this is kind of going back to the original, which was kind of like the solid, but the best of both worlds, where you've got something that's probably a little cleaner than the solid, but a bit earlier than the pearl. Okay, now you've got nano in this thing, and that's really important. Microtrax has nano. They got particulates in the cover, and that is designed to basically give you much more footprint in the lane, but it also blends wet dry extremely well, and this makes it ideal for places where you've got that over-under conditions, especially cliff conditions, but also great for the sports shot. So I expect this should be a really good option for strokers, as if they want a first ball out of the bag, especially if you don't like having a pearl or a solid, you want just that one big ball, this would be an option. But also for the two-handers that don't want to burn up so fast, so quick with like the solid version, now you have an option with the hybrid, okay? Looking really good. Now, on to my favorite of the 2. Usually I get more excited about the asymmetrics than the symmetrical, but not in this case, not at all. This is the TNT Infused, okay? Again, with the test drive, I absolutely love this pour. Looking fantastic. Does kind of give me a vibe on a different ball from another company a long time ago. We're not going to talk about that, but this was really cool, okay? This ball is E-Trax Plus Hybrid, and again, 2 parts pearl, 1 part solid. Now, where have we seen bowling balls with 2 parts pearl, 1 part solid? I have your answer. We saw it with the Idol Synergy, and on originally, the one that I like the most, the Hyper Cell Fused. One of my favorite bowling balls of all time. I could never have enough cell bowling balls. I've had 5 nuclear cells. I would love to see a part 2 to this, in my wildest dreams, ROTO GRIP, hint, hint. But we have this ball. So what do we got here? E-Trax Plus Hybrid Reactive Cover Stock with the Torpex core. Glow orange, copper, and plum. Gotta tell you, really like this pour, okay? It's got reactor gloss, so you got that shine. It's gonna give it that length, right? The number's at 15 pounds, 2.47 RG with an 052 differential. So just to kind of give you the view here, the original TNT, this one was a solid, E-Trax Plus solid. Now we've got the hybrid plus that polish. So I'm expecting this to be quite a bit longer and more down lane, and that's going to make a lot of people happy, especially people who like this Torpex core. This thing looks like a darn grenade. And remember, this kind of core and core technology, we've seen this on a number of equipment, but the original we saw this kind of technology with, which is the High Road series, right? So with these numbers, when we look at this 247042, that means it's going to start up really early. You've got a fair amount of flare. This is going to be something that's going to be more versatile for your typical house condition. League season just started. This thing's coming November 3rd. It's going to make a lot of people very happy. Back to the Magic Gem real quick. This one's release date is targeting October 20th, which is just right around the corner. Bang, bang, bang. All right, so back to the TNT infused. I got to tell you, when you look at a ball like this that comes with this reactor gloss, and I think a lot of people are going to look at this and say, here's something that I can use as, especially on the medium condition, you can use this as a benchmark. You don't always have to use a solid bowling ball as your benchmark. You just need something that in that middle category that can tell you if you're going to ball up or ball down. In places where you've got a lot of friction and you need oil to push before you start moving up to a bigger ball, a polished ball like this is an option. It doesn't always have to be a solid, because if you just burn everything up and you got a bunch of dry in the bottom, it's really, you can build a ball very, very quickly. And if you don't have the ability to push the ball down there, then strokers and some tweeners, you start to get into a lot of trouble with projection. So sometimes it's not always solid and go to pearl. Sometimes it's the opposite. You can go pearl and then go to solid later and use a bunch of shiny equipment to push the oil down the lane, so then you can move to a bigger ball and, finish up the series. Lots of options. I really like this. Okay, now let's talk about shelf appeal. Okay, between these two, I'm going to go all day long TNT infused, right? I feel like this one, I just like the red a little bit better. This is a subjective thing. Of course, if you guys have an opinion about this, I want to hear all about it. But, if you were looking for, a 1-2 punch where you just wanted a strong ball and a medium ball, here it is. I like the fact that ROTO GRIP is releasing strong and medium right out of the corner. So you can start with something asymmetric. If you have a gem series and you just want to round that out with a TNT infused, not a bad option at all, right? If you've got, some form of symmetrical pearl and you just need a big ball, Magic Gem right there. But if I'm looking at just how these two look, I'm going to go TNT infused all day long. I'm not saying the Magic Gem looks bad. I'm just saying I think the TNT infused looks good. Also, in the category of shelf appeal, I don't know if you guys notice this, but this is a polished ball, and this is a different graphic element that they put on here to indicate shine. Previously, and this started with, what do you call it? 1500 grip polish. You'd see the window on the side. That's not here anymore. So I'm curious if this is just a ROTO GRIP thing, or if this is going to be, all SPI going forward. Time will tell. All right, that's what we've got for today. Of course, I just talked about both release dates for both of them. I will pop them in the video description. And of course, if you want to learn more about these balls and where you can pick them up, I've got links in the description where you can find these on bowlersmart.com. Whew, lot of great information there. So, what do you think? Do you like the Magic Gem? Do you like the TNT infused? Which one do you like better? And if you were to get one, what layout would you go with? Drop me a comment, let me know. Let's continue the conversation. More updates are coming, and until then, bowl well.